And the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has also been interrogating Senator Godswill Akpabio at its headquarters. Akpabio is under the EFCC hammer of allegation of fraud and looting of Akpabio State Treasury while he was governor. Joining us now to discuss this topic is a legal practitioner and human rights activist, Inibehe Effiong'S. Many thanks for having you on the program, Inibehe. Now, up till now, despite everything, the opposition party PDP is saying that the arraignment or the allegations against Godswill Akpabio is politically motivated. From your assessment, what is your opinion?
For me, really, I think the PDP is just playing to the gallery, because for us in the human rights community, for us from Akpabio, the issue is, how did the former governor, Godswill Akpabio, expend the hundreds of billions of naira that accrued to the state for the 8 years that he was in power? That is the crux of the matter. Because we had a governor who went about wasting public funds on trivialities, mismanaging the resources of the state in the most bizarre and shameful manner. So for us, we are not even contented with the action of the EFCC because, one, it is belated. It is belated, and we have not even seen seriousness on the part of the commission. So for the EFCC, for the PDP to now issue a statement and say, oh, it's being witch-hunted, it's being speculated, it's with due respect to them baseless. Because the issue is the Godswill Akpabio misappropriate funds. That is the issue. That's the issue.
All right, let's look at the actions of the EFCC. Mr. Inibehe, sorry for interrupting you there, but let's look at the actions of the EFCC in recent times. Now, we've seen them coming about arresting governors, corrupt politicians. But let me ask you, why did it take the EFCC now so long to rise up to its responsibilities as an anti-corruption watchdog of government?
And I will be very straightforward on that. First, of course, we have a new leader in the country whose body language is against corruption. We have President Buhari that is not ready to tolerate nonsense. Compared to what happened under the former President Jonathan, where the commission was practically released to a toothless bulldog. So what the FCC chairman is trying to do is, one, to remedy his tainted image, because he had woefully failed in the fight against corruption. So he now feels, oh, let me show some action. Let me arrest one or two persons to convey the impression that there is a fight against corruption. So for us, and I need to say this, because Akpabio as a person does not believe he can be subjected to law. As far as Akpabio is concerned, he is above the law, and no one can bring him accountable for his actions. So that is the issue. That is the issue. That is the issue.
So if you believe that, sorry, Inibehe, sorry for interrupting you there, but if you believe that the governor, the senator, that's Akpabio, would not stand the chance of being, will I say, put behind bars for this crime committed, how do you think the EFCC can effectively eliminate corruption, or reduce it rather to a barest minimum, going by these things you see happening in the country today?
We have appealed to Mr. President that first, allowing Lamode to remain as the EFCC chairman is against the mantra of this government to fight corruption. Lamode cannot fight corruption. Lamode cannot champion their fight. The reasons are obvious. This is a chairman of an EFCC that over the years are clearly compromised, are clearly lost in his responsibility. The first step is for the president to carry out a surgical operation on the commission by firing and sacking the chairman, and clearly restructuring the commission by bringing in new persons. You can't talk about fighting against corruption when Lamode is still the EFCC chairman. And secondly, there must be a clear political will to bring whoever is found to have stolen public funds to account, no matter how powerful. Whether it's the Senate minority leader, whether it's the Senate president, whoever is involved should be held accountable. That is the only way that the country will improve. That is the only way that new Nigerians will take the president serious in his fight against corruption.
Well, Inibehe, you talk about the fact that Lamode shouldn't continue to be the head of EFCC. Does it have to be the personality of who is chairman of EFCC or not? Because before now, You just assert to that now. In the previous government, he wasn't very effective, and now he's been effective. So what does it have to do with his person being there or changing the leadership of the EFCC?
Well, it depends on perspective. I see no efficacy in what he's doing. For me, he's just playing to the gallery. He's just doing window dressing to impress President Buhari that, oh, we have returned to our constitutional responsibility. Because look at the case of Godswill Akpabio. Nigerians, the media should ask when these petitions were written. When were these petitions written against Godswill Akpabio? Why was he not invited before now? Why? So you cannot, it is important. Who is there is important because it is a leadership that drives the process. If you don't have a chairman that believes in fighting corruption, everything will be a waste. So for me, until we have a new leadership of the commission that is willing and determined to carry out the constitutional and statutory responsibility, we cannot talk about fighting corruption. We cannot.
All
so
right,
Mr.
Effiong',
is important.
Inibehe, thanks a lot for your contributions, legal practitioner and a human rights activist. We appreciate your time on Tvc News Nigeria.